Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Kelly. I own Dogkind, and I specialize in confidence building for very fearful dogs. This week's topic is sparking your shy dog's interest in enrichment, how to get them started. All right, so how to find something my dog is interested in. And we talked a little bit about this last time. You need to offer different options and then observe your dog carefully. And what I talked about in the last video were some suggestions of what to offer. And we talked about smelly items, smelly foods, outdoor smells. But what are you looking for when you offer your dog something and you want to see, okay, is this something they might be interested in as an enrichment activity that I can build on? What should I look for? And really, you're looking for any interaction with the items, approaching an item or an area. Certainly sniffing it. Dogs see the world through their noses, pawing at something, or if it's food, eating it. Those are some behaviors to look for that indicate some level of interest. But today, because normally when we think of enrichment, a lot of times our minds default to things like food puzzles and Kongs, and your dog may not take to those right away. I wanted to give an example that doesn't involve food and is pretty atypical. So a non-food enrichment example. This is Sky, and some of you may have heard about her before. She's been my student for a while. She is a meat trade rescue, essentially feral. She spent her first few months completely hiding and is afraid, or was afraid of her mom, and didn't want to leave her safe space. She was pretty uncomfortable leaving her safe space. In the photo here, she's like right at the threshold, which was a good step forward, but not leaving the room yet. To give you an idea of how and where she was living when her mom made these observations related to enrichment, this is her safe space. This whole room was her safe space. And where the arrow is pointing, that's a visual barrier around a bed in the back corner, which provides kind of like a secondary safe space or a hiding place in this larger area, which can be really important to sensitive dogs. And this is what it looks like if you were peeking over the visual barrier. There's Sky in her bed. Now, her mom noticed that she really liked cuddling stuffies. Her mom had provided these large stuffies for her, and she seemed to really enjoy having them in her bed and like lying on them. Very cute. And as she started to offer, this actually was enrichment involving food at first, when she started to offer some homemade food puzzle toys with things like what you see in the photo, packing paper, egg cartons. Sky showed a preference for going out and grabbing stuff and pulling it back to her bed. So here she's surrounded by her hoard. And here again, you see she has an entire cardboard box she's pulled into her bed. This is an activity that you might not think of when you're thinking of enrichment or what might my dog like to do that is enriching. But because Sky's mom was paying close attention and able to recognize any behavior she did as potentially something that could be used in a positive way, she noticed, okay, Sky likes to hoard stuff in her bed. So collecting and snuggling stuffies was an early enrichment activity for Sky. Now, why do I call it enriching? Well, it was something she would do other than just hiding in her bed. So it sort of added to or enriched her, behavioral repertoire. And as far as we could tell, it did seem to be something she wanted to do that, presumably was producing some positive reinforcement for her. And so from our point of view, that was good. That was something that could be enriching for her at this early stage. Now, just a couple quick cute videos showing what the kinds of things Sky's mom would observe. Here is Sky pulling I'm sure this was not set up for this purpose, but pulling a cat bed into her bed. And then in this video, Sky is on her bed that you see in the corner, and her mom has just dropped a new stuffy over that baby gate in the lower left corner. And you see that, she doesn't look 100% goofy, happy, relaxed at this stage, but she sees the stuffy and she grabs it and she'll run back to her nest with it and add it to her collection. And then she kind of nests with all of the stuffies there. So continuing with our theme of finding something that sparks your dog's interests, what I talked about 2 days ago was if you haven't yet, try out a variety of smelly foods close to your dog's bed to see if they'll even approach or sniff those things, ideally eat them. That might give you an in for enrichment. Also bringing in outdoor smells, things like grass clippings, leaves, and providing them something probably like a cardboard box near your dog's bed might be a way to get them interested in sniffing, and something that can then be built into a more substantial enrichment activity. But what I wanted to point out today was Sky's example, which is so unusual. It isn't sort of the usual enrichment we think of, running out of her bed, grabbing stuffies and hoarding them in her bed, is that when it comes down to it, it's really going to be whatever your dog tells you they're interested in. Once you have something they're interested in, you can build on that and enrich their lives more. If you don't already have this free guide, your Fearful Dog's first enrichment game, go to dogkindtraining.com/fun and grab that. That's a PDF and also has a video lesson to accompany it, so you can kind of see how to implement this first lesson. And in 2 days, or 3 days, on Sunday morning, I'll come back with another case study that involves my little guy Pancake, and how some things that he did sort of on his own gave me ideas for his enrichment program as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much. If you have any questions, leave them below where you're watching this video, and I'll be back at 10 a.m. Pacific on Sunday with the next installment of enrichment and confidence building for Fearful Dogs.